These movies, you guys, I just have to tell you about them. I just have to tell you because I don't know if you are watching African movies on Netflix or not, but you should be. And if you're not, I don't know what you're doing with your life because you are missing it. Listen, we binge watch stuff all day, every day. Watch a few African movies in your little session time. Okay, so I watch them on Netflix. You can also find them on YouTube. There's Africa on Demand on Pluto. The Roku app can get you a couple African movies. You can find an African movie. And I'm going to tell you why with this next movie. This next movie that I'm going to tell you about is called Phone Swap. Okay, so we've all seen the swap movies before, right? It's always a life swap of some sort, wife swaps, Swap movies are always really good because it puts two totally different people in different lives, right? So that's what happened in this movie. It starts off with our two main characters, a lovely lady and a handsome guy. And the lady is like, I like this movie because it starts off very normal. Sometimes movies kind of put you in like they're in a very unreal setting. But the love interest in this movie, she is again in the fashion industry. Fashion is all over African movies, okay? So she's a seamstress and she works for this madam who has a very good business in, I think it's Lagos. I think they're in Lagos. Please forgive my pronunciation of Nigerian city, Lagos. But that's where she is, and she's, just an average, everyday working girl. She got a cute little apartment, but the way the movie starts off lets you, really have a good feel for what, an everyday day in the life of a person in the city would be like, and I love that. Then we have the opposite end. The male love interest in this movie is very well to do, at the top of the industry, and has a fiery Ghanaian girlfriend, and he needs to take a business trip. So they both meet taking a trip, right? And they bump into each other in the airport, and that bump swaps up their phones, and somehow when they swap up their phones, they swap up their itineraries, and she ends up going where he's supposed to go for his business trip, and he ends up going to her hometown because she had got a call from her dad who was saying that there was an issue going on with her sister and her sister's husband, and the family needed to come together to have a meeting because that marriage was about to be over. So she's trying to get home and away from her shop, and she bumps into this guy and ends up in, I think they went to Abuja. He ends up in her little hometown village where he meets the sister, and the sister is a piece of work, okay? She's strong, big. She was wearing like a security military outfit when he arrives in her hometown, and they have to kind of trade places for a while to get through this, quirky love story of how, these two people from very different worlds have to fill in for each other, And so it's so funny because he's a very high class man, and he is definitely in the village. They live in a little teeny tiny house, and he's got to eat with his hands. And the movie is really cute. But she ends up with his mother, and his mother is very classy, well-to-do. She's a free spirit, but she's been through a lot in life, and she has a lot of wisdom to drop on her, And it's just a very good family movie. So Phone Swap, you should sister girl feel to her, and they actually don't meet until towards the end of the movie, but they spent so much time communicating through the movie, and there's a couple of fights because she had someone and he had someone, and they both not in place, and when your love interest is looking for you and you in a whole different city, these people came out, okay? So it's layers to this thing. There's the sister and her drama and the dad, and then there's the mom and her life history, and then the two of them and their love interest, and they sum it all up and get rid of all the extra people because at the end of the day, these two were meant to be together. They were meant to be together, and that's how the story goes. I hope I didn't give too much of it away, but I pretty much told you how it went. Phone Swap on Netflix. You should watch it.